One of the things that a lot of parents don't talk about, but they will usually act it out, is parenting style. Okay, and because we all came from a family, right? So we all have kind of this implicit ideas of what kind of parenting style or what kind of parents you want to be. And a lot of the time, it's very common for people to either want to um, carry on their parenting style from their parents or go the opposite direction. Like people, if they don't feel good about their childhood, they will say, I would never do that to my kids. If they don't have something in their childhood, then they would want to provide that to their kids. And then there are people who, like, if they really respect and love their parents, then they want to replicate or they want to uh, mimic that parenting style. And I think there are valid reasons for it. And it is about a balance and forming your own style. But in general, there are four main parenting style. The first one is authoritarian. That means my way or the highway, and a lot of punishment, forcing, a lot of rules, not very warm, not very understanding, not very respectful in a way. Is a lot of it is a clear hierarchy, a dominant parent, and the children are supposed to do what they are told. Number two is permissive. I think we are familiar with this. This is the parents who have a lot of warmth and love, fun even, but they don't have a lot of boundaries or limits or leadership. So the kids usually decide for themselves what they want to do. The parents sometimes feel frustrated, but they don't know how to handle it. So that's why they are permissive, because they are uncomfortable with holding the boundary, with handling conflicts, with feeling like the kids are not happy with them, right? And then we will have neglectful, and we all know this. These are the parents who are just kind of absent, the kids raising themselves, or they just are raised by a relative, but the parents are just either unable to or unwilling to assume an active parenting role. And then the last one is authoritative. Authoritative parenting is kind of a happy medium, between authoritarian and permissive. They are warm and affectionate and loving and respectful, and they're also assertive with appropriate limits, healthy boundaries, conflict management. And research have shown that authoritative parenting is usually would help kids to become more well-adjusted, healthier adults. And so a lot of parents, they would usually come from family with different parenting style. So what they bring into the marriage is their own idea of how they want to parent. And we want to be on the same page. While you could be at a different point in the continuum of a style, but it's helpful to agree, to understand and to agree with parenting style we want to use, so we don't so you don't undermine each other when you try to guide and teach your children. So a lot of clients that I work with, they really aspire to do the authoritative parenting style. But because if they didn't learn it from their family, from their parents, it's hard to know what to do. And it's even hard to know how to talk about it. So I usually help them to talk about it, to verbalize, oh, this is what I want. This is what I don't want. I don't want to be left in the car by myself for 20 minutes while my mom, I didn't like that while my mom was in the grocery store. I don't want to be told that I have to clean my blood. It didn't make me feel good. I don't want to do that to my kids. right? So having that conversation and allowing for differences, right? Like I said, even within a style, we are human, so we're going to have differences. We're going to be at different points in the continuum, maybe. The important thing is to be able to understand and work together on that. But it's important to say, in our family, this is the principle we want to raise our kids on. We want to be respectful. We want to explain things to them. We want to hold boundaries. We want to validate their emotion. We also want them to learn to be considerate of other people's needs. For example, right? So as parents, you talk about your parenting style that you would like for your family. What are the principles? What are the practices that you're actually going to do? And then the strategy is the last thing that come into that picture. And the strategy are important because it is what you do on a daily basis and what your kids will see and feel. So for a lot of my clients, it is not hard to get to the philosophical approach. This is what we want. I think the hardest thing is in daily interactions. What will we do if they resist? What will we do if they call us name? What will we do if they keep throwing tantrum? But if you are committed to a parenting style, then you will know what to do, right? You remain calm. How do you remain calm? You work on yourself. You practice being calm. You do meditation. You do exercising. It doesn't matter. Find something that works for you. And then, if you want to practice the parenting style, then you keep remaining calm. I know you're not happy about this. It is hard. And we got to go to school today. What do you think we could do to make it better for you? Right? And you keep repeating it. And I guarantee you, if you're staying calm, consistent, and compassionate about it, over time, like 1 week, 2 weeks, you're going to start seeing improvement. The kids, they are very sensitive and they are very wise. They know this is how it's going to work from now on, right? Mom's not going to always get me the toy that I want right away, but she's not going to be mean about it either. And she's going to hold her boundary, and they feel safer. They know what to predict. They know that they could push the boundary, but they also could trust that you will be there to hold the fence, to hold the boundary for them. So over time, your connection increase because you make space for their feeling. Their trust in your leadership increase because they know that you will hold boundaries, that you will give them freedom. You will validate them, but you will also hold boundaries. And you could model to them and teach them how to actually regulate their emotion, how to actually experience and constructively express their emotions. So again, if you haven't had that conversation, have the conversation about your parenting style, values, practices, and strategies. Make sure you're on the same page. And then start practicing it. I call it a practice because it's not going to be perfect at first. You're going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to feel hard. But just like anything else, if you want to be good at playing basketball, it's going to be hard at the beginning. You're going to miss a lot of shots. But there's no way around it. You got to keep practicing. Okay? So have that conversation and go out there with a growth mindset and start practicing your values, your strategy.